Welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you haven't seen my first video, the link will be down below. Go check it out. You get to learn a little bit more about me and who I am and why I started this channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, first and foremost, when I met my husband, he had just graduated AIT and he was out for I don't know how long. It was really short. But he happened to be stationed up in Massachusetts just temporarily to do some kind of study from what I'm aware of. And that's when I met him. We started dating. We were dating for quite some time, and then hubby got his orders to go off to Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas. So we did the whole long distance relationship thing, you know. We video chatted often, we texted every single day, so I kind of knew what he was going through, but the reality is, unless you are there with your spouse, you have no idea what they're going through. You have no idea what's going on. We ended up getting married in January, and a few months later, in June, I moved down to Texas. When we got married, he was in for almost 2 years at that point. After you get married in the military, what happens to the service member is they are no longer allowed to live in the barracks. They start getting paid money for housing, and so they are obligated to find housing elsewhere. So in the meantime, while I was still up in Massachusetts, my husband had a few months to himself to just live his single life in our house. So I think he kind of really got used to his own rhythm, his own thing, and just lived pretty much like a single person. So when I moved there in June, my expectation was that all eyes are going to be on me. I'm going to have all this attention. I'm going to have them all to myself. And that is not how it went. My expectations were not realistic. And that's something that I learned really quick, and I don't regret having to learn that. I think everybody has a learning curve that they have to go through, and it is what it is. So the first thing that was a huge shock to me that I did not expect was that my husband was not ending work at 1700 like everybody else. I don't know if it had to do with his unit, his company, I don't know, maybe leadership. Everybody is different, but for the most part, your service member, at least in the Army, they should be ending at 1700. Unless they have a job where they have crazy shifts, 1700 is normal. He wouldn't be coming home till 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and it wasn't that long of a drive to get from his work back home. Max, it was maybe 20 minutes, 20 to 30 if there's traffic. Other than him working really late, I didn't expect the fact that work would be so stressful that he would get snippy with me. And again, this is my experience, and this is not the same experience that we currently have where we're stationed at right now. This was only when we were at Fort Bliss. So again, I don't know what it was. It could be a number of factors, but I was so surprised. I was expecting a lovely, loving husband to come back home, but because he was working these long shifts, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturdays, the morale was just low, and so he would come home all snippy, and he would just want to relax, do his own thing, de-stress. So his number one way of de-stressing is video games. Girl, let me tell you, in the beginning, I hated that. I literally hated when he would play his video games, because it would be like, hello, why are you neglecting me? I'm right here. But you have to have realistic expectations. If you've never lived with your significant other and then you do end up living with them, the probability that you're going to be spending 100% of the time together, it's not that high. I'll just be honest. And if you are, I promise you, you will be so annoyed of one another that you're going to want your own time, and you're going to want your spouse to do their own thing find their own hobbies and whatnot. So that was also very surprising for me. I was also very surprised by my weekends. Again, I was still under the impression that weekends are going to be 100% for me. That is not the case. And girl, let me tell you, if you think that you're going to have the whole weekend with your boo thing, I mean, if you do, good for you. You're still probably in your honeymoon phase. But realistically speaking, no, that's not going to happen. Again, he would be playing a lot, but that's just his way to just express the kid in him. Every man has the kid side to them, and I wouldn't want him to get rid of that because that's what makes him him, you know? I love that. You know, with time you learn, okay, you know, I shouldn't be so overbearing. I would rather that he's home. I know he's safe. I know he's not doing something he shouldn't be, like going to a bar. Some people do that. Just saying. So when I came, I moved across the country. I did not know a single soul in El Paso. And that was difficult for me because I didn't have any friends. I didn't have anyone to talk to. And I know you can say, well, why didn't you talk to your neighbors? We were in a community where they have kids. My husband and I, we don't have any kids right now. So there's nothing to relate to with other people who do have kids, you know? And at this point in time, we did not have a dog. So again, there's nothing to relate to. There's no way of expressing yourself and putting yourself out there. And I don't know, I felt very alone because I just didn't know anything or anybody. Now, normally what happens is you're supposed to join this group called an FRG. Every unit and even every company in each unit should have what's called an FRG. An FRG is a family readiness group. The purpose of this group is so that the spouses, I'm not going to say wives because it's all spouses, you know, some of them are husbands, they're supposed to be meeting up every so often, whatever they decide. And you talk about what's going on in the unit, you make connections, you do fun activities, have the kids play together, they'll organize potlucks or bake-offs, you know, all types of fun activities just to get everybody used to each other because truly the military is so small, you're pretty much a family. You're a family away from home. So that is what the purpose of them, that is the purpose of them. Unfortunately, our FRG was just not active. And I'm not going to blame it on any one person because if you don't have a great leader, you're not going to have a good active FRG. But even if you do have a great leader, if people aren't showing up, you can't have a great and active FRG. It just does not work that way. It's a group effort. There has to be a good leader and there have to be people who are willing to show up and attend and have a good time. So since we didn't have that, again, I felt very out of the loop. And here's the thing. Sometimes at work, the soldiers are told, okay, this is information you should bring back home. Or here's a flyer, bring it back home so your spouses are aware. Now, if y'all know anything about your service member, I'm just saying, and at least men, I'm not sure how female service members are. I've only heard, and I know from experience about male service members. Y'all, they will forget everything, okay? Whatever somebody tells them, in through one ear, out through the other. Or if they get a flyer, they'll leave it at work, they'll leave it in the car, and then you're just like, oh, so this is happening? Why didn't you let me know? I didn't know this was happening. Oh yeah, we found out like a month ago. Are you serious? So yeah, I guess you can say that overall joining while hubby was already in, it was hard because being a civilian who doesn't know anything, literally absolutely nothing about the military, and not knowing that they have Facebook groups which you can join, And there's other spouses who can help you. If you have any questions, they're great guidance. But beware, just saying, some spouse groups out there are terrible. They like to start drama at times, and they'll jump down other spouses' throats for some reason. Before I completely end this video, I was just hoping that maybe I can give you some recommendations if you are a military spouse that is going to be entering the military world and you don't know where to start. First and foremost would definitely be to just be very pliable. And what I mean pliable is just go with the flow, girl, because I assure you things will change all the time. Any date you're going to get for a TDY, PCS, going to the field, going on deployment, coming back from deployment, everything is bound to change, and it will change. So just get used to the fact that things will always be changing. I swear that the military is never ending when it comes to just change. And that's just part of the life, honestly. You can't do anything to prevent that from happening. And it's going to be a lot easier on you if you're not over-stressing about everything. My second recommendation would be to ask your service member for them to talk to their command and ask if they have an FRG. I'm telling you, there's some wonderful spouses out there, and they will be more than willing to help you feel more at home and to make you feel a part of the community. So talk to them. They are there for your resource. They've been through it all. They have so much experience under their belts. This is your first time going through a deployment or being stationed somewhere away from your family. I promise you they are going to be amazing, and they will show you support. So talk to your FRG, go to those meetings too, because I'm telling you, those meetings will also make you feel so much better. Because even though I didn't really talk at my FRG meetings, I definitely felt more a part of a community. My third recommendation would be to go on Facebook and search for a spouse group. Even though certain spouses on certain pages can be very mean and they will tackle people, just not gonna talk about it, there's truly, honestly, a lot of really great people out there, and they will help you also in a heartbeat. If for whatever reason you cannot talk to someone in FRG, or you just need an immediate response about something, join the page. You have to answer security questions in order to even join the page, so that they know that you definitely are a military spouse, because certain information that is on the page, it cannot be public. It has to stay private. So that's also a great resource if you need to find information. You can use the search bar, search whatever topic you have a question about. If you can't find it, ask, someone will answer. Number 4 that I didn't really cover in this video, and I might cover in a different video, but I'll just brush over it really quick, is to remember about OPSEC. OPSEC stands for Operation Security. The purpose of OPSEC is to make sure that your spouse, the service member, their information isn't just plastered all over social media and dates of arrivals to places. For example, if your spouse is coming back from a deployment and they give you an approximate date and time as to when the plane is landing, you cannot, for the love of God, post it on social media. I can assure you 1000% that their flight is going to be changed. Usually, if there's flight delays, anything like that, it's because spouses talk too much. They post it too much on social media. And it really is important that our service members stay safe and they get home and to their destinations very safe. So make sure that you aren't posting that kind of stuff everywhere. If you're new to OPSEC, you don't understand how OPSEC works, talk to your spouse. Talk to your spouse's chain of command if you want to, if you have to. I mean, I'd kind of stay away from the chain of command, honestly. talk to FRG, ask on the spouse page, looking it up online. There's so many resources where you can find what is OPSEC and what you should watch out for and what you can't talk about. Because reality is you can't talk about everything that you would like to on social media. It's just not safe. And I think that's all the recommendations that I have, and just a little bit of insight on my beginnings. I'm so happy to say that I am so much better with everything now. It's awesome. I love it. I can't complain. Some people don't like traveling. I don't mind traveling. I like the change of scenery. It's very refreshing, even though it is sad when you lose friends. But just in general, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Put them in the comments down below. I will be more than happy to answer all your questions to the best of my ability. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything, just give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. I definitely have a lot more videos up my sleeve. And share this video. Let your friends know. Share it with your family. If you know someone who's in the military or you know a spouse, send them this way. If you're interested in finding out more information about military and military spouses and what the life is like, come join my channel and I'll tell you all the secrets. Bye.